But
I got it in my
Okay,
life, bro.
you said you
and we
seen it,
go.
All
Gerald?
right, here we go.
Yeah,
We finna go
no,
live,
no,
man.
no.
Okay.
Just give y'all a heads up.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I'm gonna fade. I'm gonna fade to the back for a second though.
yeah, that's
You
what I'm
know me
doing too.
need.
Huh?
You know me need.
Right now?
Yeah, and we might get started.
Yeah, peace to the family, man. We just started, man. My bad. Was you ready up? My
Yeah,
bad,
let's
King.
do it. Let's do it.
Hey, yeah, hey, peace to the family, man. Welcome to Sankofa 180 degrees, man. Hey, we back at y'all one more again. It's a grown up edition, family. We back at y'all again, man. How's everybody, man? Uh,
Yeah. We double dosing
we just
today.
we just got done with this the first Sunday of the month children's book read, fam. Um, as always, man. Like I say, man, we gotta keep up on that, family. We gotta keep up on that. Like I said, the Black African history is ours, man. We can't let them rewrite it, man. We can't let that happen. All right, can't do it, man. It's ours. It ain't for them to they you know what I'm saying, but they good at rewriting it. That's why they don't want to taught in the schools today because they are rewriting it right now. And then when they get done rewriting it, then they gonna put it back in the schools. That's what I tell you, man. Hey, so anyway, fam, we got a banger for y'all. Professor James Smalls, the history of Christianity in ancient Africa. Uh, this is I'm gonna give y'all a little background, man. No, matter of fact, we're gonna go around, man. Peace, Carrie Queen. How you doing, King Queen? Excuse me.
Hi, Kings. I'm doing good. Sorry I missed the children's part. I will watch it, and I apologize to them because it is so important for our young people to know the truth. And so I appreciate you guys doing this all the time. And good to see all of you. And I look forward to watching this video. Watched it some years ago. So it's going to be interesting to see how I've changed from watching it. So I look forward to it. Anyway, love you guys. Good to see you.
Good to see you,
We,
Karen.
that's right, Carrie. That's right. And then we got Eric. Peace to you, King.
Peace, family. Everybody, Pelham, Gerald, Enzo, Jamie, Gary. Peace to everybody. Glad to be here as always. And I'm ready to get it on too. Ready to get it started. Professor
Right.
James Smalls, definitely. Keep bringing it to. You
Peace
say
to your
he's on
wifey
fire.
over there too, man.
Yeah. Peace to the Queen too, Eric. Peace to the Queen.
Who- I hear
And
you say it again.
I said, peace to your wife.
Oh, well,
peace.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'll let her know. I'll
Yeah.
let her know.
Peace.
Thank you,
Peace to
brother.
the Queen for sure, Eric.
Yeah, yeah. Same to you, brothers, as well. Peace to your queens. Yeah.
And my brother, what's up? Peace, King.
Yeah, we about to jump off into the joint that I was first introduced to when I got off into this, and I got telling them boys, man, and I was driving down the road and listening to it, but it was hard for me to get off first 20 minutes, man, for about a week, right? And I even had to pull over and call Carrie a few times. I said I'll be a few minutes longer. I'm sorry, and shit like that. So, I wanted to say peace to Auntie too, Gerald. You know, this
Okay.
this this is some real informative
So,
information,
peace out,
man,
bro.
and
All right.
the people that pay get to view this, they're gonna get a real education on this one. And
Right.
peace to Saneter TV. I sent a note to Saneter and Professor James Smalls, letting them know that we was going to use this, and I also gave them a little bit of my bio um, and their appreciation for informing me to
Awesome.
get back to this culture, man, or get to the culture and stuff. So I sent them a nice little demo as well.
Did they respond?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. And then the brother, Gerald. Peace to you, King.
Peace. Let's all much love to the family, to the Sankofa family watching. Uh, I kind of instigated this here taping that we're doing right now. We're on our Friday weekly open mic nights that we have. It was some questions asked about the brothers. How did Sankofa 180 get started? And you know, the question came up that Brother Unc had challenged Brother Jamie because he had something post. They opened up a conversation, and the first video that Brother Jamie wanted to open up Brother Unc's eyes was a video from Professor James Small. When I heard them talking about this, I said, hey, we got to make a video on this. We got to watch the video, and the story has to be told. And again, that's why we're here. Brother Jamie is always trying to wake up brothers. Just as Brother Unc, just as Brother Eric, Terry, and myself. And we thought that on this platform we use, we like to talk, we like to tell, but let's listen to a scholar. Let's listen to Professor James Small and see how does he break down this type of information that we're trying to convey to everybody, dealing with our history, dealing with our knowledge of self. So without further ado, I don't want to hold the panel up anymore. I want to get into the information and yield the mic back over to Brother Jamie. Let's follow the club.
That's right, King. Good one, man. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's right, man. So this is right here. It's gonna give. So what Professor's gonna do? Essentially, he's just gonna walk you through, man, from our recorded history early on, all the way to, man, to practically today. All right. So we just gonna and so we're gonna go for a little ride here, family. All right. And it's really not long. It's really not long because he doesn't do. You'll see. It's really not that long. So anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah,
Before we
that's
get started?
make sure you stop it like in portions, man. You know, so we can talk about it. Like at the 15-minute spot, he gonna hit a tight a subject. And then I think at 20 minutes, it's gonna hit something, but we ain't gotta stop every 5 fucking minutes. But you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You know, the first part is you know, the nice introduction and shit like that. So go ahead.
All right. So here we go, family. That's right. Okay. So that's what we'll do, man. We'll do some question and answer.
Yeah, stop it at no longer than 30, but you can stop anywhere in between there.
Okay, 30-minute mark.
Yeah, don't go past that without stopping, but you're probably gonna
Okay.
want to take a break
Okay.
to discuss in between that 30 minutes. But it's
Okay.
up to
Yeah,
you.
just whenever you see something, you know how to do.
Oh, get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just when you
Okay.
see.
Because you and Terry said y'all hadn't watched it for a while.
No,
It's something that you,
I just watched it. I just watched it yesterday.
but if it's something that you feel that you want to inject, that's why
Yeah.
we're doing it all together.
Yeah.
We're in a group, we're doing it all together. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
well,
If anybody want to watch it by themselves, all along, but we right here together. And if it's something you want to, that
ain't no
you got
question.
some, yeah, got not even a question, but like back in the day, that messed me up. Share it. Like I said, and then let's be honest on something like this. Because I'm gonna get in what I fit in. Follow
Yeah,
up.
but that's what we do anyways, man.
Right.
You know, at least on this panel, that's what we do anyways. My point was, if we don't have no interaction, at least stop it at 30 minutes so that we can discuss.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Right.
gonna because there's gonna be a couple of things that you wanna point out.
Anytime you want to jump in, like Gerald is just you know, reiterating, you just jump in. You know,
Yeah, I
make
think
sure
I ain't gonna even mute my mic. I'm gonna be here live. I'm gonna be right here with him. We all
yeah.
see. If
Make
we want to, if it's something that if somebody over talk, we know how to rewind it and play it again.
yeah,
But
exactly.
we gonna be in this month together.
Yeah,
Gonna,
yeah, that's
yeah,
it. That's it. But
yeah.
make sure you speak up. make sure everybody speak up so we can hear that you want to say something. All right,
Right.
make that noise, bark at it.
But now, family, I just want to, this like when I'm speaking with someone, when I'm speaking with some, go ahead,
Go ahead.
go ahead, King.
No, I just want to ask, can't you put that raise your hand button on the icon or something like that too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
got
can
that,
put your
yeah.
hand up. You can
Yeah,
you
put
can
your
use
hand up.
that. Yeah, you can do that too. You can do that too. So either way, you can
Okay,
raise your hand or you can just talk, say I want to say something.
right. Okay, yeah, whatever you want to do, however y'all, man, just cut it in. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point, Eric. Eric talking about etiquette, but this is gonna
Right.
be
That's right. That's right.
this is gonna be this is some exciting shit right here.
Right.
This
Well,
gonna hit the emotions.
what I was saying was is when I'm speaking with someone that's not familiar with the teachings, then this is one of the first videos that I sent to them, because this video right here kind of gives you a nice little walk, and Professor James Small as the teacher, and so he knows our history, man, and he's gonna put it down to us. All right, he's gonna walk us through our history. All right, go
Hey,
ahead.
let me say this just real quick. I don't think I'm really joking either about it,
Yeah,
man.
man.
So Jamie, introduced me to a lot of this stuff, man, and then he said,
Gotta light it.
I would hang up on him and then call back and stuff, but I think he was said, "Here, man, I'm tired of that shit, man. Just watch this video and get back at me."
No, because listen, that video. You'll see. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. Here we go. Let's get to it. Yeah. Y'all gonna see. Y'all see what I'm talking about, man.
Right.
Like it's really y'all see. Here we go, family.
You should be able to make it big at the bottom too.
At one time, we were on top. We are the first people on the planet Earth.
Pause it just for a second, Jamie.
Everything.
Slide your cursor over to that box and make it expand.
It already is expanded. You got to. It's
Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, this is it.
All right.
You got. All right.
Yeah, we good.
Did you
start it over again?
Okay.
Professor Smalls. At one time, we were on top. We are the first people on the planet Earth, ruling everything. How did we fall? How did we let a small group of people take over a huge population? How did we fall from grace, my brother?
We came up against animals. We came up against people who came out of war cultures. We came up against people who didn't love human life, who didn't believe in the divineness of the human being. And for the want of things, for the want of some gold, for the want of some wheat or barley, they were willing to murder human beings. So they came upon us with a war culture and the war machine with spears and arrows and swords, things we didn't yet have. We would get those things and go back at them, but we would never become as good a killers as they are, because their value in human life versus our value in human life is completely different. And that's why they just came in and slaughtered men, women, and children. That was something we couldn't do. The Iceman Inheritance. We must all read that book because he talks about who the white man really is. This is a guy, when he's in the cave during the Ice Age, when the snow came and he couldn't find no food, he ate his women. He ate his women. And there's proof of this, because the human bones, the female human bones found in the cave had female human teeth marks in them. So they ate the old women first, and when they ran out of old women, they ate the other women. That's why they were screwing each other in the butt to find pleasure, instead of having pleasure out of the beauty of a female. And so when we look at a culture of animals, a culture of barbarians, they have cleaned up because they've learned so much from those things I showed you in our culture. They've learned so much from us on how to clean themselves, wash themselves, use soap, dress right. But that behavior, that hasn't changed. The degree to which we lost is the degree to which the fear have us wanting to be like them. the fear of them having us wanting to be like them. When we learn about our own history, when we learn about our own divinity, and we lose the fear of dying and lose the fear of them and stop wanting to be like them, they will die.
Peace and Black Power family. This your brother Saneter coming black at you once again. I can't stop and I won't stop. To start this off, April the 10th, coming up at the
very quickly to a very scholarly, intellectual, respectful African forum where we are searching for truth. The masses come to the debates because they want to learn some information that they could use to better their lives and better their communities and better their families. You know, people travel from all over the country. I've seen people from California, Florida, Midwest come to the debates, and they come in because they're looking for that body of information they can take back home to their family, to their organization, to their community, to their churches, to their mosques, etc., and say, listen, this is the truth about black folks that we need to pursue. So I'm very proud of where the debates are going. I'm sure Brother Reggie and our...
I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, man, because those debates are already done, man. And I'm gonna wait till he gets to the teachings.
All
right.
right. Smart.
All right.
Smart.
Yeah, he had some good.
Let's
If
get
you
to
go
the
back and
teachings,
watch,
man.
if you
Go
go
ahead.
back and watch that though, if you go back and watch that later, he had some good introspective on the debates though.
catch on until much later. But what they were talking about was African metaphorical teachings about ideas, principles, and concepts of how human beings should live and relate to the universe and relate to the rest of the ecology and in-depth
Hold on, let's go a
history
little
of
back. Let's
Christianity
go
in
back a little bit.
Africa before
Let's go a little back a little bit.
and move away from the personality cults
Yeah,
and
back
move
up a little bit.
30 years ago that Judaism,
brother. What are you about to show us, in
Everything.
this presentation?
Now, I've been saying, if you listen to my tapes, and you got to remember, I've been speaking for 50 years.
Yes.
I'm talking 50. I've been giving lectures and teaching for 50 years. So I'm not new at this. I've walked with Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Carruthers, Dr. Hilliard. Before them, I walked with Kwame Ture and Rap Brown, the Shakur brothers in the Black Panther Party. Before them, I walked with Adam Powell and Sunni Malik and Sonny Carson and Brother Willie Stocks. And so I've been out here like a long time, and I've been blessed by the ancestors and the gods that I'm still here. And if anything I got that's worth anything and that I can give to you, I'm giving. Don't mean I don't make mistakes. I got a lot of stuff wrong, but I think I also got a lot of stuff right. I will make mistakes because I'm human. I have emotional response like you. I get pissed off like you. I get it wrong like you sometimes. But the one thing I will not do, I will not stand down nor stand back. And so years ago, I made this statement, maybe 30 years ago, that Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are mere fragments from the periphery of the African cultural and spiritual system. And so I'm still making that statement, that Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are fragments from the periphery of the African spiritual and cultural system. And what I mean by fragments, these are religious formations. Religion, the word means to bind back. And so you have to ask the question, what is it they're trying to bind back to? They're trying to bind back to a body of information that our ancestors put together, learned from the universe on how to govern ourselves so we live together in a civilized social manner. Okay? That's what this is all about. And being able to control the economic, politics, and culture and the environment that we're in. And at the same time, being able to build for tomorrow, build for eternity, so our children and our grandchildren will have the opportunity to advance their lives, provide food, clothing, shelter, and safety for themselves, live in a harmonious relationship with one another, and don't destroy the ecology and the environment that they were living in. That's what these religions and philosophies and stuff are supposed to be teaching the human being. in terms of behavior. And so once we get that straight and understand what it is we're talking about and move away from the personality cults and move away from the worshiping of human beings as gods and begin to understand that what we are trying to do is learn and implement principles in our daily lives, both in our personal lives, in our family life, in our extended family life, and our greater social and cultural lives. And once we get that clear, it's easy to look around and see what the fragments and pieces are once you've learned your history and you know how your whole body looks like. You'll know what a finger from your body looks like when you see it. You'll know what a foot from your body looks like when you see it. You'll know what a footprint from your body looks like when you see it. And so these other instruments of socialization that we call religion are mere fragment, philosophical and ideological and spiritual fragments from the periphery of the African spiritual system. And so today I'm going to be looking at just more a survey. It's not that in-depth, a history of Christianity in Africa before the transatlantic slave trade, actually before the Catholic Church, all right, which people think is the mother of the churches, and before the Eastern Orthodox Church. Before any of these churches existed, what we are now calling Christianity in terms of form and belief existed in Africa for many, many, many thousands of years. So when we try to look at this thing called Christianity in ancient Africa, remember the term Christianity is a new term. It got applied around the 10th century AD. Prior to that, nobody called this thing Christianity. Even at the 10th century, it was just beginning to get called that, and it didn't catch on until much later. But what they were talking about was African metaphorical teachings about ideas, principles, and concepts of how human beings should live and relate to the universe and relate to the rest of the ecology and environment that we live in. How we learn from the universe, how we learn from that ecology, and how we learn from that environment. And what we do to create a future for ourselves as we reproduce ourselves as our children. So let's go into the slide. Let me make sure I got this working right. If I get to slide one, then I know we on. Okay, so we know we on. Now, I put this one up because I wanted to show all of these symbols of religions. Whenever you go around the world, you see the Baha'i, you see the Buddhist and the Buddhist posture, you see the Buddhist wheel, you see the cross for Christianity, you see what they call the fish for Christianity, which is really a symbol of a vagina, which was used in the ancient Tigris-Euphrates system long before Christianity. We see the symbol for Confucianism. We see the symbol for the Judaic system, the Shinto Japanese system. Again, we see the Star of David or the dog star out of Kemet for the Judaic system. We see the Hindu system, Islamic system, the Sikh system. Everybody's symbol for their system is there except the African symbol for their system. And I contend that the African symbol for what we are talking about, that we call our spiritual system and our religion, the African symbol is a man, a woman, and a child. A man, a woman, and a child, who we call in ancient Kemet Asar, Aset, and Haru, who the whites have misunderstood, misrepresented, miscopied, called Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. And so that symbol of man and woman and child represent the continuity of life. You cannot have life unless you have two opposite sex that have an intercourse, and a sperm and an egg is passed, and you produce a replication of yourself, which is your eternity, because that is your future. And that must be constantly replicated in every generation in order for life to go on. And so that, as far as I can see, is the symbol that we projected to represent the greater part of how we understood reality. What we're looking at here is other people's symbolizing their understanding of the fragments that they drew from the periphery of our ancestors' understanding. So here we have, and I like this one, I would say the Egyptians were black, and they had the world's first known writing system. And so as we look at this system, this is the Meduneter, and this is what the Europeans call the hieroglyph. Does this have a pointer on it?
Yes, but you can't show it on the TV.
Okay, so I'm going to get up. No, I'm going to get up with my hand and point to it with my hands.
See how it is right here?
Right, but it won't show on the screen. Okay, so you need a different color is what you need.
Yes.
Now, if you look, now this is a writing system that's older than any other writing system in the world, except the ones down in ancient Sudan and in the Great Lakes area, which out of which this one comes. And so look here, the cross. Thousands of years before Christianity, there's the cross, which they claim they use as a symbol because of Jesus' dying. So just this one photograph shows that that whole concept is a fraud. So just to kind of get you started, so you can look with your eyes and see things, simple little things, you know, that people sort of like think they can say it because we don't have any information. But once you get a little bit of information, you go like, oh, something's wrong with that picture. And then we come here, the pyramid text, the oldest written religious text in the world, at least the oldest written religious text known to the world.
If you go back a little bit to that picture, whenever you see Masons, and they got on that apron in the front, they're getting that from what he got on right there.
That's right. Yep, that's where the Masons
Right.
are from.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's because these are your first Masons right here.
There you go.
Yeah. Master
first grade.
teachers, master millionaires.
Yep. Stone Masons and oh yeah, all kind of yeah.
Sorry about
Good.
that.
No.
And see things, simple little. I cause existence to exist, just to kind of get you started. So you can look with your eyes and see things, simple little things, you know, that people sort of like think they can say it because we don't have any information. But once you get a little bit of information, you go like, oh, something's wrong with that picture. And then we come here, the pyramid text, the oldest written religious text in the world, at least the oldest written religious text known to the world, because they just entered the Great Mount in Sudan, the Great Temple Mount in Sudan, and they found a whole nother set of writing there that precedes and predates these writings, and I'm pretty sure that they were religious writing. But to us today, the oldest known text is this one, in the tomb of Eunice. But even here, it wasn't new. This was somebody repeating an older text. And so in this text, what the Europeans call the book of Genesis, much of the elements of what they call the book of Genesis is found in this text. Okay? And in this text, you find God saying, I created myself out of myself. I caused existence to exist so that I might exist. And then this God who is called Amun, that which is unknown, then says, I hicker. And when he hicker means to vibrate. It means the same thing as the word. And I hicker and I produce others. So he produces Ptah. But look at Ptah now. No, first he produces Ra. Now Ra is symbolized by the sun. That means energy. And then he produced Ptah. Ptah is symbolized by a mountain. That means matter. So now I've produced matter and energy. And he came into being out of Nun, which is water. So now you got water, you got matter and energy. And in Nun, the Nun out of which this God arrives is black and in darkness. So now you got darkness, but with Ra, you now got light. So out of the darkness into the light. So just like David looked at it later and said, let there be light. He says, I hicker and I created these. And then he said, I cough up Shu and I spat out Tefnut. Shu means the air. Tefnut means the moisture. And then Shu and Tefnut, which is female and male, positive and negative, would produce twins. Those twins would be called the earth and the skies, or the heavens, Geb and Nut. And then Geb and Nut would then give birth to the first humans. Then we're talking about a Sar, a Set, Set and Nephthys and on. So that Genesis story that they're using is our Genesis story. Okay? So that's what I mean when I say they are fragments from the periphery of our tradition. And then when God got through making everything, our God, meaning Amun, or whatever name we call them, Atum, whatever names are just descriptions of something, descriptions of characteristics of behavior. And then it says, having done all these things, having created all that my heart desired, I then expanded in it, which means everything that is also not only of me, but is me. So we are indeed, according to our tradition, God, the divine, having the human experience. Or more clearly put, we are expressions of aspects of the divine essence having the human experience.
That's knowledge of self right there.
That's right.
Automatically knowledge of self when you know that.
Right.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. You can accept it or reject it. So that's the concept of I'm one with the Creator. The Creator is not above me. And that's not blasphemy when I talk like that. It's knowledge of self.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all.
Yeah, you know what the first question to that statement is, right?
What's that?
So then, if you the creator, then how do you created all this?
And who created you?
No, they'll say
Who created God?
they'll say no. They'll say, okay, so if you are the creator, then you created the earth, the sun, moon, and stars. So they're gonna put you in the mind of their God. That's what they're gonna do.
Right. And I'm gonna say, well, first, I got knowledge of self. When I say I'm one with God, I'm not talking about this physical body. It's what I identify with now. I'm talking about my soul, which is eternal. That's something totally different. You have that knowledge or you don't have that knowledge. You accept it or reject it. But I don't identify with my body. My body had a beginning, and it's going to have an end. That's not eternal. It's something that's within me that is eternal. That's what I'm connecting to.
That's right.
Now, again, whatever they know from that, they're going to have to say something back. Okay. you know. I can run through. Y'all know at the end time when y'all say y'all soul gonna get judged, it's gonna be in hell or heaven for eternity. What is that aspect? Because it ain't your physical body. So your scriptures and your religion that y'all run by is telling you some gonna be eternal. That's what y'all so scared of. You don't want to face that eternal fire. But you gotta have something that's eternal that's gonna be there with that. Either you know about that part of yourself or you don't. Either you trying to figure out about that or you don't. I'm on that level with again knowledge of self. The brother was just saying we are eternal beings. We are aspects of that one, which is eternal.
That's right.
I accept it. I don't reject it. I just got to know more about it. That's what my journey is right now.
That's right.
But I don't want to go talk too long. Shit.
No, you can go on that one, huh?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
That's right. That's right.
You got some more for you coming.
All right, here we go.
Or when anybody question you let you God, make sure you say, I don't identify with my body. I got a beginning and an end.
I tell them like this. Your God the one made that claim. I didn't make that claim. I explained to you what I was already. You know what I'm saying? I just explained to you what I how I see myself, what I am. Okay, your God the one made that claim. I didn't.
Mhm.
Right.
Your God said that he made the sun, moon, and star. I ain't say that shit like that. You one got to prove that shit. Yeah, but anyway, go ahead. Here we go.
And this is what I was talking about. In the beginning, there's Nun, the primal waters, which one might even refer to as liquid matter. Then out of it will arise a tomb. And a tomb would be that unknowable factor that caused things to come into being. And then would arise a tomb Ra, meaning the light, the energy, the radiation. And out of it, it would give birth to Shu and Tefnut, air and moisture. And then the air and the moisture and the energy would then give birth to what we call the earth, all of the mineral resources that make up things, and Nut, the sky, meaning all of the elemental planets that's up there. And these will give birth to Nephthys, Osiris, Isis, and Set, who would then give birth to Ra, Ra Hathor, Horus, Anubis, and so forth, meaning the human beings would come forth from the elements of the earth and the energies of the sky. So
Can we just
all
stop
of
it for
what
a
we
second?
put forth.
You know how I'm gonna do, man. And
Yeah,
so,
do
you
it.
know, that damn Osiris and Isis and Horus and Anubis, man, that's Osiris, Set, Anpu, and Haru. They put them Greek names up there. So, you know, I just want to set the record straight on that. We can roll.
All right, I want to remember a long time ago I was telling you about this.
Right. I know for the
Okay.
audience.
Even the scholars who know better, they'll still sometimes say it. So I don't get too caught up on it because I know the truth. But my mind won't allow me to say them Greek names. I never say them. You know what I'm saying? My mind don't allow me to say it. This is yours. But I've always said the scholars, for some reason, flip back to that for some fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? And he was just earlier, you know, he know the truth, but I don't know.
That is
Okay,
just
my
what that.
understanding, always go to the top. Always identify with the beginning, which is noon. First and foremost, always go to the beginning. And that's what you identify with.
Right.
That's all I wanted to say.
I'm gonna. I don't agree with the Greek names either, but more people know about Osiris than Osar. More people know about Isis than Oset, and more people know about Anubis than Anpu, and they know about Horus rather than Haru. Right? More people are going to be familiar with those names, and I think that's why they use them like that.
Well, still, my point is, if they're gonna, since they know it as Anubis and all that stuff, then they know the backdrop of that. They don't know the history of it. They don't know the accurate history of it. And I'm hearing what Gerald said. You know, we've been through this before, and until I change it or you know it changes, I'm always gonna correct that. I'm gonna correct it until it don't bother me no more. I imagine.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that at all. At all. All right.
And our creation story is what they would copy in their creation story. So when they talk about Adam, Adoma, they're talking about Geb. They're talking about the earth. And when they're talking about Eve, they're really talking about Nut. Adam means earth, ground, the minerals. And Eve means life, the energy force that come about as a result of the minerals in this earth.
But why is it so hard for our people to really understand that? It's incredible.
Because
They want to accept this story.
I know, but because we have to get familiar enough with it. I'm just getting familiar with it. I've been reading about this stuff for years, but I've been glossing over because Dr. Ben was teaching us. I didn't need to know it. I just listened to Doc. Now I'm watching brothers like Brother Reggie and others who have mastered this body of information. And so I'm trying now to catch up with the youngsters and trying to learn and understand it so I can explain it. Oh, yeah, I'm Roscoe, some bad dudes. So I'm trying now to, I always knew it instinctively, but now I'm trying to look at it in detail so I can tell those of you who are listening to me, do the study, do it in details, and find out what each of these things mean. So they're not people. They're not gods walking around with animal heads. Those are metaphorical representation of ideas, principles, and concepts. Let me say that again. Osiris walking around as a mummy, being dead. There's no dead dude walking around with his dick pointing out. That's a symbol of a concept and a principle that is alive in every human being. Osiris is every human being. Set is every female human being. You understand? The children, their children are their qualities and attributes. Anubis, Haru, and so forth. These are the quality and attributes of what every human being is capable of expressing.
Right.
So let's go on. The Per Haru, the book of the coming forth by day, or what the whites call the Egyptian book of the dead. This is chapter 17. And I put this in because I wanted to show, I'm in Prince Hall Masons. People always jump and say, oh, the Masons, this and that. Stop listening to your ideas about white masonry that you've learned from white folks who hate white masonry. Go do your own research and find out what masonry is all about and where did it come from. And this symbol right here with the lion, leopards facing in different directions, this is just a concept that symbolizes yesterday and tomorrow. And the light in the center, Ra, represents today. That symbol is at the center of the Freemasonic teachings, which come out of Kemet, not out of England, not out of France, not out of the Knights Templars. The Knights Templars and them steal this body of information from us and bring it back to Europe and repackage it like they've done Christianity, Judaism, and other things. This I put up, the Book of the Coming Forth by Day. It's very important to see this little piece here. There's a lot in this papyrus. It's a fantastic papyrus. It has so much in it. But the little piece I was concerned with was to show you, brother, this is the papyrus of Ani. Brother Ani has passed away. This is his soul, his Ba, being watching his spirit being weighed. This is the feather of Ma'at, the feather of truth. This is his heart being weighed. His heart meaning his deeds, how he lived, how he spoke, how he acted, how he behaved on this earth, being weighed. The energy that has produced is what is being weighed against a feather. And that feather had better be lighter, mean heavier, than the energy that you produce on this earth. Because if you produce negative energy, it will be weighty. If you produce good energy, good character, good behavior, it would be light. And so you have Anubis, the human body, and the jackal, the dog head. Now there was no man in ancient Kemet that had a dog head. This is a symbol because the jackal was a dog that represents judgment. I mean, he would bury his meats in the ground and stuff and let it rot until it got just tender enough for him to go and dig up and eat and digest, so it would do him some good. So he was referred to as the greatest symbol of judgment. So that's why he's using as the judge of the character of this man. And so here we've got this other person keeping a record, Tahuti. There's no person in the ancient Kemet with no bird head. There was a bird called the ibis bird. And that bird, as it searched for worms in the marshland, it looks like it was writing. It leaves, if you see it today, it looks like they carry, like they're writing a whole letter. So it became the symbol of how we carry on calligraphy or writing. And so the human is recording the result of this man's character being judged against the principles that the society calls ma'at. That is the standard by which everybody should behave.
So, Professor,
you see,
and looking at this and then listening to you, my brother, we as African people, we look towards nature to give us the answer to things. We also look at signs of the animals that we learn from the animals and we watch them.
Right. Nature is not our enemy. That's the white man is at war with nature. The African is a part of nature. And that's why the white man is at war with the African. Nature is, and the cosmos is our dictionary, our encyclopedia, our Bible, our holy book. We imitate it because it is the perfection of creation, so that we can be in tune with that perfectional function. And what the whites did, they would steal, and then this guy I got here, the hippopotamus, the lion, and the crocodile. Well, if you were on the bad side of things, you went here. This is probably what the white man calls hell, you know, in his literature. But I'm calling him now the district attorney. And I'm calling this brother the court recorder. And I'm calling this brother the judge. And I'm calling, you know, the brother who's bringing Mr. Ani through, his attorney. And what we're seeing up here is the 12 jurors sitting in judgment. And then what we see in the laws of Ma'at here is the laws by which people are being judged. So what I'm saying is that this is the American and the Western legal system stolen right from one page of our book, and they don't even give us credit for it. And it's right in front of our face, and we can't see it. They use our scale of justice. They use our Lady Ma'at as justice. They use her bandana from around her head to put over her eyes, and we still don't get it. They've taken our whole system and make us think we don't have nothing, and they've got this great democracy and this great legal apparatus that we need to learn from, when it's nothing but a fragment from the periphery of your system. The Coffin Text is the third oldest written holy book. Again,
Just backing up just one little bit. Just maybe.
You want to hear that justice part?
No, I don't want to hear it. But whenever they keep talking about nature, we observe nature, nature, nature. Yeah, we did observe nature, but we also recognize that human beings, we also have a nature. Dealing with our morality, dealing with us being divine beings and all that. That was dealing with our human nature, how we act and how we treat each other. We being judged not on how we looking at no goddamn jackal or how we looking at no goddamn Irisberg. It's on how we act. Our human nature. We had to correct that. Jealousy, envy, you know, wanting to do things to others. That's what we was dealing with the children earlier. Saying all these, I have not did this. I have not disrespected. I have not treated nobody this. That's dealing with your human nature. It's not talking about, oh, you know how we say some people go to church, they can act crazy as fuck, and they think because they're going to church, you know, they don't have to change their behavior, you know what I'm saying? Because they go in there and sing a while and whatnot. As soon as they get them out of there, they're acting a goddamn fool.
Right.
They're not changing their behavior. Or they think they gotta get out of jail free card. You know what I'm saying? That somebody gonna forgive them for their nature. God and Jesus gonna forgive them. But you know my heart. You know I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. No. Now we're dealing with our ancient shit. Your ass gonna get judged. And you know what you did. When they say Tahuti keeping that book, when they talk about Christians all the time, them names in the book.
Right.
A lot of this shit come from us.
Yeah, the book of life.
Yeah. A record. The record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Judgment. It's judgment day. All of that is right here.
Yeah,
You know
what you was just explaining too, it gives me an explanation of is how I look at the cat at the end that's gonna eat your ass up, right? And then to me it's the holding on to that ill will, the ill ideologies and that heaviness of the heart, it's just a short version of what I understand from that.
What I heard from that, or my understanding on that, is first of all, because we believe, I had the concept that we were eternal, right? And this is what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with our bodies now. We're dealing with our souls.
Right.
Okay? And whether you got knowledge of self or not. Once you get knowledge of self, that's when your heart is weighed. When you get knowledge of self, you at peace. You don't want nothing. You done passed life. Ain't nothing else for me to do here no more. Okay? I don't want nothing no more. That's what holds up. I'm at peace. I don't need nothing. But if you need or want anything, you gonna able to get that to yourself. If you want to do something, it's right here on earth, and you're gonna reincarnate. But you're not. It's not over. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no concept of it being over. You just weren't able to return to the divine being zone. You weren't at the same frequency. And until you get on that same frequency, that's only when you get back in.
Right.
If that makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric? Gary?
Good stuff. It's amazing as I watch it, because I didn't watch it for all these years. I didn't see it again. And wow, what an explanation. And I like what you guys are adding to it. It's making me see how I see the truth. And I've learned over these years, and I appreciate it. I like, this is interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, and you can see the whole judicial system like he is talking about, the whole shit, man. It's just remarkable, man. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
This is where we get, this is where they, judgment. This is where judgment comes in, that you're going to be judged. God's going to judge you, right? This is where judgment comes from. This is where they get the judgment from. This is where they, like you said, they give, or like we all say, or all have said that this is the judicial system. This is what how they this is their court system right here, right here. And they and like Professor Small said, and they don't even give us credit for it. They even got the concept of hell from Ahmed right here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The crocodile, the
Yeah,
leopard,
that's what I'm talking about.
right? Yeah, they
Yeah.
even got the concept of hell right here, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they got all that concept. This stuff right here is thousands. Look, this is thousands of years before the Bible was thought about, man.
And I'm sitting back there just waiting for a snack.
And yeah, he waiting on the snack, man. Not literally, but I mean,
Right.
I'm just saying, but this is the concept though. Your deeds gotta be lighter than this feather right here, man. It's gotta be lighter than a feather, King. So they, it's not easy.
Right.
Right? So you have to pay attention to these laws, these 42 laws that's right here. These the laws right here. This them right here. So what they're judging by. You see up here up at the top where all the gifts is at, where Ani had to, where Ani bears gifts before he goes to judgment.
Right.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and you
This is
can't
nice.
forget that how important Ma'at is in that feather.
And then and look, this is her symbol right here on top
Right.
of the scale, right? And so she's supposed to be blindfolded. Where they get that from?
And that's the how of Mayat. And again, once you understand Mayat got some 42 declarations. So
Right.
when you keep putting that all together with how our human nature, our morality, us being divine beings, how we should act, And again, we're gonna be judged on that once you have this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It was it's how we treated each other. That's why we were able to last so long. You know, we didn't disrespect each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't do all that crazy stuff that you kids doing now. You know, lost that. But it's easy to get back. It's sitting right here in our face. All we gotta do is stop thinking that Kemet was evil. Or they had all these bunch of different gods. As you keep saying, when you put that head on that body, it's supposed to make somebody old enough to say, I know that ain't real. It can't be real. You know what I'm saying? It gotta mean something else. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no animal head men. And y'all, I know y'all done heard me say that 100 times. Yeah, and y'all gonna start understand. Ain't no bird head men lived no long time ago. This is our mythology. You know what I'm saying? But it's dealing with aspects of ourselves and aspects of nature.
And they always try to make our mythology real, you know, and then put a god up on it, you know, and it's so far from that. And I like the scene too where they you know, sifting through the wheat, the wheat, and you know, when you're making your negative confessions or when you're making your confessions, all right. So there's an actual scene about that too. So that was really impressive to me too.
That's right. That's right, man. Like you said, so these are not gods. This is you know, the jackal, he's not a god. The Iblis bird, he's not a god. Okay, family, we got to keep that. These are not gods. You know, you can't look at this in a concept in the same light that you see you know, your religion, Judaism, Christianity, and it's, you can't look at it in that light because we don't have gods like that.
The
Okay,
concepts of us.
we don't have that, and I don't know, you know, but this is where you guys, your misconceptions are. Okay, this is where the misconception of Kemetic thought comes from, or you know what I mean. So this is what, you know what I'm saying, and it's really important to clear that up, that there's no such thing as Egyptian gods. Okay, there's something that I don't know why they put it out there like that. All right,
I know why they put it out.
those are nothing but principles, attributes, and concepts, man, that we are supposed to go after. Period. We supposed to look into and follow that, man.
Yeah,
Right? Because
you know,
they are those that you know, we have those attributes, right? We have those, and we can use those principles that come with each one of them. Go ahead, King.
yeah, man, that's good stuff, man. It's all good. You know, like you know, I've learned to not let uh that use of God for our natures, you know, bother me so much. Um, and so, you know, one day, you know, that's what I say, you know, right now with the you know, using Horus and, you know, the IUS and all that stuff. I personally could give two fucks about the people that are familiar with it. I'm tired of and it's just shameful that that it's just the way that I see it. I got to bow down to please them, you know. So use those Greek names, and I don't think it's useful for that way. I'm just sharing where I'm at with that. But you know, I moved away from, you know, being so troubled by and reacting to, you know, that God term, because you can tell these people, man, over and over again that what it is and what it's not, and they still want to fire back with that, man. So you know, that's, I'm just sharing an aspect of growth for me. So.
Right. I wanted to just add this, and I keep thinking about it while I was watching this. My dad, you know, proclaimed that he was this good Catholic all my life growing up. And he would go to confession and he'd walk out of there like he was 10 feet tall and go right back to cheating on my mom, getting drunk, beating her up, over and over and over. And he thought that when he went to confession, his soul was cleansed and he could, just continue on with his life as it was. He never changed. And that was so enlightening to me as I've watched this. I keep thinking about him and how he did that week after week after week, and until my mom left. But yeah, crazy stuff. Brings up a lot of stuff.
Right, right, right. And see, but here, you have to look in the mirror here. You have to literally look in the mirror here. You can't just pass it on off to Jesus or Allah or Buddha or whoever, Muhammad. You can't pass it off. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know that there's 42 laws, and you know the 42 laws of my and you have, you claim to follow, then you are bound by them, and you should self-check yourself every single day, right? It ain't nothing that you can pass on again,
I totally agree.
So
Yep.
you got to take full responsibility for yourself on this.
That goes back to, the part I missed of you guys talking and Carrie was sharing with me. And there's a solution and a responsibility that we got to play in our discomforts and dislikes and dispositions. And Jamie, she was sharing with me what you shared at the beginning. That's your change. I don't get why people just stick in stuff so much, and you made that change, man, and you're where you're at, and you don't want to go back. So same shit. You look in the mirror, and this is where I'm at, right? This is where I'm going to do something about this. I ain't trying to sit in a sticky situation and hope some foreign motherfucker come and zap me out of it, right? Or put some protection around me or some shit, So just had to throw that plug in. Eric, you want to say something about any of this? Big E, you can't. Your volume.
You can't hear you.
Volume.
Look like he was at a restaurant, don't it?
No, he just got a different background.
I still can't hear you, E.
Hey, Eric, close out and join back in.
All right. Hey, so listen, I'm okay. So I got a quick question after we watch this whatever we're gonna watch.
Let me just say this real quick. When he jump back in, man, give him a chance to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Jamie.
No, I'm just gonna wait. I'll wait till after we I'm gonna ask a question.
Okay, bet.
You know me and my damn questions, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, like what did Jesus sound like? What did God sound like when he was talking?
Yeah, what he sound like, man? Like did he have this loud thundering voice, or was it soft like Michael Tyson, or what you know what I'm saying? Or did he whisper, or did he talk? I mean, was it a man voice? Was it a woman voice? Like what you know what I mean? That's the kind of questions, like what it sound like? Because I know what mine sound like when I talk to me.
Yeah, and man, when I first viewed this, and even the many times I watched it after, I didn't really realize that these were principles of me, right? And then we get into further study. Jamie had talked about it, but I didn't really grasp it. And then Gerald opened it up, and from there, and all this studying and being in participation, man, just brings all this to light, man. And
How about now? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
there
can
you
hear
go.
you,
There
man.
you go.
I wanted to.
What was going on? I couldn't do nothing, man. I was trying to say stuff a long time ago. And I'm like, what the hell wrong with my shit?
That's all right, man. Go ahead and share all of what you wanted to share, man.
Oh, shit. I didn't forget. But anyway, everybody was right on. I love it. Makes perfect sense, but very compelling story that Carrie was sharing is interesting that that was the time that was the call of the day. Everybody believing the same thing, that you can go and behave like and not even an animal, behave like you wanted to, and then go and have your sins washed away on Sunday, just to
right.
go back and repeat the same behavior
That's
all
right.
over again.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that yeah, so many examples of that, even in movies, even with watching on history about the St. Valentine's Massacre. Them guys was killing up, and they're go and talk to their cousin who in the box. Cuz I need forgiveness. Well, yeah, go ahead and go do seven Hail Marys and do something else, and then you be all right. And people believe that you can behave how you
Right.
wanted to, and
Yep.
then go ask for forgiveness and go do it all over again.
That's
No,
right.
no, that's foolishness.
That's right. That's
Foolishness.
right.
Man,
They show
one
them what
time,
to do.
it's on the same basis, man. I remember, I'm trying to sit here and remember how old I was, maybe 12, something like that. But, we had went to Union Baptist Church, man, and I wasn't a bad kid at all, right? And but me and Jay Taylor, right? I shouldn't have said his last name.
Yeah.
We went out we went out and did something, you know what I mean? From the church, and then came back in the church. Oh, it wasn't right, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It ain't just adults that's doing that, man. It's kids too, and I'm not saying the kids because I did it. That's just the way it is. It's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on. When you especially when you separate from the adult church to the children's church to the other shit. So the children, the adults ain't there, man. So um, I'm not exempt of utilizing that process and being part of the disparity of it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Y'all,
get out of jail free card. If they got
y'all,
that implanted in you, then you really ain't got to change your behavior.
Right. Right. Let's get it, Jamie.
y'all ready?
Yeah.
Were the Hebrews?
There was no such thing. They don't.
Where were the Moors?
There's no such brother. The judge. The coffin text is the third oldest written holy book. Again, this is us, and I wanted people to be clear. Here, the priest and the priestess, and they just black as they can be.
So, Professor Smalls, I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but I want to
Yes,
give
sir.
our people a good and clear sight.
Mm-hmm.
Where were the Hebrews during
There was no such thing. They don't.
Where were the Moors during
There's no such thing.
Okay.
There was no Christianity. There's no Moors. There's no Hebrews. There's no Islam. There's none of this stuff. No, not at this time. That's what I'm saying. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam is fragments from the periphery of this practice that we had going on hundreds of thousands of years before they stumbled on the
The
scene.
Hebrews was not in Kemet. They was not in Egypt.
They're nowhere in our history. They're nowhere to be found. And we have the best kept history in the world to date, and the best preserved history in the world to date. And how would we not preserve something as extraordinary as the event they claim took place? So I try not to give too much credence to it other than to say these people stole fragments from the periphery of this system. You see the priest with his leopard skin. You remember when I did Dr. Ben, I tried to simulate some leopard skin over my white robe. So, and here's the priestess with the leopard skin. And they're coming to consecrate the mummy, the symbol of the body having been dead and is now being preserved for posterity. And this is another page from the coffin text. So we have the pyramid text, we got the coffin text, we've got the book of the coming forth. This is the 11th hour of the book of Gates. This is the 4th oldest holy written books. Now, these are all of our holy books written. There is no Bible yet. There is no Torah yet. There is no Quran yet. And here's all of these texts that we have written talking about life, talking about time. If you would account these,
Pause
you
it
will
just a
see
second,
we were already into the 24 hours. We went into the
See, then you look at all that artwork, man, and the hieroglyphs, man, and they try to say that we didn't have no civilization, we were savages, we were unlearned, we couldn't be taught, and all that stuff, man. And look at all this beauty, you know.
Oh yeah, we got boats. Look, we got boats up here. We got the military down here, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like it's I don't know what they're talking about, King, but I mean we already know that this is a civilization, though. I mean it's not a question asked. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
You know, this is not a question about this being a
And you
civilization.
see what he said, hundreds of thousands of years, man. People been living like this.
You see that?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
The
yeah, man.
only thing with what Trump said is it went till 1974 with Diop at the Cairo Symposium that he wrestled Egypt back from the Egyptology. They were saying that we was white people.
Right.
Right.
And I believe even when they said that shit, they knew the truth. They were trying to do that shit because white Christianity dominated the world at that time.
Of course they
White
knew, but
Christianity had
of course
already
they
been
knew.
established. So they couldn't come up and say them folks was black. A white Jesus had already been established when they had started archaeology.
That's right.
Shit, they couldn't come up and say nothing publicly that was going to go against anything that had already been put in place. Trust and believe that. Them motherfuckers knew them folks was Africans. They knew they wasn't over there. Shit. They was covering that shit up.
Right.
And they couldn't cover it up no goddamn more. Ain't no goddamn way they didn't know.
That's
Ain't
right.
no damn way.
Yeah, they knew.
Bullshit. That's bullshit. Them some bitches knew. They was covering that shit up because they already you were living in a Christian world at that time of discovery. When archaeology ain't shit but 150 years old, approximate. European archaeology, they ain't been doing this shit for no time, man. If you think about how long we've been on the planet.
That's right.
But when they did start doing it, Christianity was already in place.
Yeah. And so
Shit, they
go
won't go
against
buck
it.
that shit and telling you some black folks did any of that shit.
That's right.
And still had you in slavery? Hell no. Don't make sense.
Right. But when they writing it at this time, during the 17 and the 1800s, their racism is so entrenched. They can't believe that black people, because of slavery.
They don't want to believe it. Those who read it,
exactly.
Those who read it don't want to believe. They don't even want to hear on no shit like that. Those who scratched up on that shit say, "Oh God damn, what did we come up on now?" God damn.
Yeah. They fucked. They already knew, man.
Look at this.
Man, they knew this long ago.
Come
they knew
on,
it
man.
wasn't them. They
To
knew
take
it
that
wasn't
shit
them.
back and put it in museums. Come on, man. Motherfuckers knew.
Yeah, ain't no question they knew, man. Ain't no doubt about it, man. They knew, and they did everything they could to cover it up, man. They did everything they could to cover it up, man. And then so what they did is first thing they did is try to turn it white, and that's what they, and they did a good job at it because they did it for a minute. They turned it white.
Yeah. They ain't painted no black faces. They ain't painted no black face and left themselves out. So they knew damn well they didn't do it.
Right.
They damn sure turned it white until Diop got a hold of their ass. When Diop got a hold of their ass,
stop playing, man. Stop playing. I'm telling you, stop playing. Uncover that shit and look at these scores.
No, Diop did what Diop did is Diop put that shit on public record.
Goddamn right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, it ain't no behind the doors or the behind
Stop
the
playing.
scenes.
There it is.
It ain't no
there it is.
Shit here.
Daddy, give me all these bones. Let me look at every last one of these. Open these goddamn vaults and let me look at every last one of these bitches. I'm finna tell you what these motherfuckers mean. Shit. Goddamn it.
This is what
got this shit locked away some goddamn well.
Well, that one opened up what we call a conscious community. Diop, Dr. Min, Dr. Clark, all them scholars that, we studied to get our knowledge and stuff, dealing with history. But today, the Arabs have gotten into it. And the Arabs trying to deny that it was flat.
Oh,
And they
sure.
trying to take over our history.
They doing the same thing.
Now, anybody black trying to go over in Egypt now and say that connect with Imhotep, they really get denied.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They hot
They ain't let that
behind.
happen. Yeah. Yeah. They'll let that fraud try to tell a story. That dude was always something. He'll try to let him tell a story. That fraud ass dude. But no, they don't want to hear that. They'll tell you somebody else they did it. They don't want to hear that at all.
Right. So
Cover
we
up the
still
truth,
see
man.
them
Cover it up.
in denial, and right now, you'll hear white people actually saying Jimmy was black. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
These new white people coming out and being honest with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Making good videos, better information than some of our black scholars. But we always judge it as long as it's African centered. I don't care what you look like. As long as you're coming from African centered, I can roll with it.
Right.
Y'all love.
Yeah.
You still there?
Got the panel rocking, boy.
Okay. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Carrie, you good?
Oh yeah, I'm good right now, bro.
I'm good.
Carrie? Okay. All right, Queen. Hey, you good?
I'm good.
All right. Gerald?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's see what the Book of Gates talking about.
The 12-hour cycle. We were already into the
Back it up just a little bit. Look at them beautiful colors, man.
This is another page from the coffin text. So we have the pyramid text. We got the coffin text. We've got the Book of the Coming Forth. This is the 11th hour of the Book of Gates. This is the fourth oldest holy written books. Now, these are all of our holy books written. There is no Bible yet. There is no Torah yet. There is no Quran yet. And here's all of these texts that we have written talking about life, talking about time. If you would count these, you will see we were already into the 24 hours. We were into the 12-hour cycle. We were already into the 365 plus days of the year. We were already studying the stars, studying the relationship between the stars and other things here on Earth, studying the relationship between man and energy from around the cosmos, our interrelationship with life and death. We realized that there was no such thing as death, that we both matter and energy and neither can be destroyed. We knew that way back then. We knew that when we had our babies, that we did not have babies. We simply recreated ourselves as an extension of ourselves. So each child that comes out of a human being is that human being deposited themselves into the future. That's our culture. Again, from the Book of Gates, another page. I just want to show we had these books. Another second from the Book of Gates. I'm not going to go into the detail. And this, when we talk about the primordial waters of Nun, they use this symbol of a human being as water to symbolize the waters of Nun. The waters of Nun is that thing out of which all things come into being. And in the Book of the Coming Forth by Day, our God, Creator Force, said, and having created everything in the world and having then deposited myself in everything, I then realized that I came forth from my mother, Nun. So the African Amun and Atum Re says that they came forth from a woman, and that the woman, or the feminine element in nature, was the ultimate deity. I didn't say that. My ancestors stated there's no book older on this subject.
Did he? What did he say?
Yeah, run it back again anyway.
Makes perfect sense.
Run it back.
What? Listen, man.
Somebody need to hear it.
What? Listen, man. You hear what he said, man?
You better believe it.
He said, Atum, Amen. They say that they came from a woman. They knew that they came from a woman.
Yeah.
The
Run
human
that
came
part,
out of water. That's right.
run that part back
Yes,
one more
sir.
time again.
Human being deposited themselves into the future. That's our culture. Again, from the Book of Gates, another page. I just want to show we had these books. Another second from the Book of Gates. I'm not going to go into the detail. And this, when we talk about the primordial waters of Nun, they use this symbol of a human being as water to symbolize the waters of Nun. The waters of Nun is that thing out of which all things come into being. And in the book of the coming forth by day, our God creator force said, and having created everything in the world and having then deposited myself in everything, I then realized that I came forth from my mother, Nun. So the African Amun and Atum Re says that they came forth from a woman, and that the woman, or the feminine element in nature, was the ultimate deity. I didn't say that. Our ancestors said that there's no book older on this subject than that. God Amun, the hidden one. There was no God looking like this, that had this little gold crown on. This is the conception of the mind of an African. If God was a human being, this is the way God would look.
Hello.
Like
Shit.
that. Okay? So this is the African projecting God in their image. So they said God Amun was to be on earth as a human. This is the way God Amun would look.
Damn right.
And another golden statue of the god Amun. God, what they call and I have the NTR, that's Kut, NTR, the Neter, which we call God, Neter God, represent the darkness. Now, Kut was the opposite of boundless. Now, so and these are just concepts in the character and the essence and nature of what we would call divinity. So first we know the divinity was in what we call darkness. And then we know that the divinity was boundless. It has no beginning, it has no end. It didn't start anywhere, it isn't going to end anywhere. So net, kut, and net, and kut, and this net, the boundless, was two of the most powerful elements of the divine as we thought them out. And this is the symbol of light, Ra, represented by a human with a falcon head with the sun on top. But on top, the sun is surrounded by a snake that has called itself in a circle, represent 360 degrees, or infinity, meaning there is no beginning, there is no end. This is Heru Ra. Okay, when you see this is Ra. So this is the symbol. The falcon is used because the falcon was a bird that can fly up into the sky, and it looked like it just disappeared into the sun. It looked like it just disappeared into the sun. And the sun represented the source of an energy without which we would all die. So they were the symbols of the great divinity. And of course, this is the god Ptah. I love Ptah because his skin is always black. He got his little afro hanging up there, and he's my man. And Ptah is the architect of the universe. He represents the primordial hill, the matter, the things we use to build all the things that we build. So if you find in Freemasonry, they will always refer to secretly Ptah, but in the open they call it the great architect of the universe. But once you get into the secrets, they'll tell you that this is Ptah. And all they're doing is talking about the concept of what is necessary to build that which will sustain the human family in an orderly way, in a civilized way, so that they can recreate themselves for posterity and for eternity. And this is a symbol of Shu and Tefnut. Shu represent air, which is a brother sitting on the throne with a feather almost like Ma'at. And then Tefnut, who's a sister, symbolized by a lion with the energy and the power of Ra on her head. And so Shu and Tefnut, air and moisture, will then produce the earth. You know, again, this is Tepnut, which is moisture, and the wife of Shu, and they would produce Geb and Nut. They would produce Geb. This should be reversed. Geb should be the earth, and Nut should be the sky. So that's my bad. But remember, Geb is the earth. All the minerals, zinc, iron, cobalt, all of the diamonds, the gold, all the silver, all the minerals that's in this earth is in the human body. You know, we made up of all those minerals. And then the energy from all the stars in the skies and the sun is in our body. And we made up of those, the energy and those minerals give us life.
Before you go on.
Yes.
So family, let's correct it. Like,
yeah.
So the brother will tell you.
Reverse it. Geb is earth and Nut is at the top. So, right. So y'all don't say, brothers.
Earlier,
yeah.
We only human. We make
right.
mistakes, but
So,
we correct it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this one, now we get into the concepts, principles, and ideas that we are more familiar with. And the first Madonna and child worship along the Nile, Aset, the Holy Mother, and Haru, the child born of Immaculate Conception, to Asar, the divinity. And you see sister sitting with her breast in her hand, where she's giving nutrient and nurturing to the child. And the third piece of this is the father, who is Asar. And that's why I'm saying the symbol of our divinity is the mother, child, father, or the mother, father, child. And it is this symbol that will become, throughout the Western world, the Mary Jesus symbol, the Madonna child symbol. And they will not make any reference back to this African symbol, which is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years older than them. Matter of fact, on the 11th of September every year, this concept is celebrated in Ethiopia as the Ethiopian New Year. It is the biggest celebration in Ethiopia. And this is Asar. Look at him. This is the way we carved him back in the day. We knew we was black, so our God could only be black. This is the way we saw Asar looking. And he's carrying the shepherd's staff that later Christ would carry, because this would become the Christ character in the Christian tradition. And this obelisk, which we see in Washington, D.C., a copy of it in Washington, D.C., is the symbol of this Tekanu, which in our metaphor, when he was killed and lost his capacity to produce, that woman was able to cause him to get a hard-on like granite stone. And he then was able to reproduce God itself. So it is saying that we never die. This is about no death. No death. And that all of what we call death is simply a spirit in transition, always resurrecting itself. And this became the ultimate symbol of that resurrection. And of course, I love this one because it's the 12 divine disciples of God on earth, or the original 12 disciples known as the Neteru. So before they took our symbols of Aset and Asar, Mary and Jesus, Aset and Haru, Mary and Jesus, and then Asar as the Christ adult. Then they gave him 12 disciples. Well, before that, we had the 12 disciples: Haru, Seth, Thor, Kanum, Hathor, Sebek, Ra, Amun, Ptah, Anubis, Asir, and Aset. So here is the 12 disciples. And when you look at the name of the 12 that they ascribe in their metaphor, because the story of Jesus is not a true story, that's a metaphor, a European Western metaphor based on your metaphor. This is us trying to explain nature to ourselves and how it functions in the laws. And each of these 12 qualities and attributes, or multiple sets of quality and attributes in each one, is present in the human character as a possibility of human development. And if you understand that that's what religion and spirituality is supposed to do, is give you the tool to develop within your character any one of these multiple strengths that we call the netters, and they call disciples. The ancient Egyptians, of course, were black. And I put this picture up there because it's so beautiful, with this sister with her locks. And they weren't called dreadlocks. Dread is a British word The British didn't exist yet. The English language didn't exist yet, so they couldn't have been called dreadlock. Dread is a British word that means fear. And in Jamaica, where they encountered it in other parts of the Caribbean, the priest class that was waging war of independence out of slavery, they all wore their hair in locks then as they do in Africa today. And the British said, we dread the lock-haired ones. And from that, we got the dreadlocks. You know, but it was the white man saying we dread the lock-haired ones. But you can see the lock-haired ones was there from the beginning of time. And of course, we didn't have no comb or brush. The hair would naturally dread. Or lock, sorry. Mistake. So, now this is a painting from the tomb of Ramses III, 1200 BCE. It shows that the Egyptian perceived themselves as black and represented themselves as such without possible confusion with the Indo-European and the Semites. This is a representation of the races in minute detail, which guarantees the realism of the colors. Throughout the entire history, the Egyptian never dreamt of representing themselves by type B or D. This is B, the Asiatic type, and D, the European type. And this comes from the book by Sheikh Anta Diop, Civilization of Barbarism, by Sheikh Anta Diop on page 66. So the Egyptians saw themselves as black.
That's right.
And this is on the wall of the tomb. And they saw the rest of the Africans looking just like them, and it was just as them. They saw the Asiatic type or the Eurasian type looking like this, and they saw the European type looking like this. And they painted on the walls, and they left it there to this day. So let's not be confused anymore, wondering who is who and what was what.
That's right. It's right there.
This is a scene, excuse me, that, yeah, I could use a little water. This scene comes from the wall of a temple in the Sudan, and this predates the what we call the dynastic period in Kemet. There's a kingdom in the Sudan called Karma. It is a civilization that loaned itself to the civilization that would expand and become Kemet. So before there was a Kemet in the north, there was this civilization already functioning for thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of years earlier in the south. You see the leopard skin across the arm symbolizing that this is the priest. They're bringing wealth and gold and symbols. You can see that we weren't just brown today. We were black then and brown then. We didn't get brown because of the white man. We were brown and black from the earliest time. The brownness came out of our blackness. And so we ought to be clear when we play with ourselves in these conversations about who we are. Excuse me, but the water is good. And so I won't go deep into karma, but we need to learn more about the ancient civilization in Sudan. I'll be going to Sudan this summer. I'll be visiting Karma for about a week, and the great Temple Mount Jabril in the Sudan. Hopefully I can get some good photographs to come back with. Abydos, the oldest city of Upper Egypt, 5,000 to 3,100 BC. Now I put this enormous temple there because when this Abydos is built with these beautiful, powerful temples, with these powerful pillars, there is no Greece yet, there is no Rome yet. There's no Ionic civilization. There is no Doric civilization. This is just the black folks being black folks doing a black thing about black folks. So we didn't borrow this concept of the pillar temple from the Greeks because there is no Greeks yet.
That's right.
And we didn't borrow this from the Romans because there is no Romans yet.
That's right.
None of them exist yet. They're still barbarians in the mountains of the Caucasus Mountains and other parts of Europe. This I wanted to show the enormity of the Grand Temple or the Grand Lodge of Waset. Look at this thing. It starts here. This is one complex. You could take the Parthenon and fit it in here 20, 30 times. Yet they stick this little Parthenon, this little square with some pillows up on a hill. But this thing you can see is 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 to 5 city blocks long, if not longer. And you can see it expanded beyond itself. if you can see, there's a small group of little pillars here. This is where the Greek built something, trying to build something after they conquered Kemet. And this little mess that they built fell down already. This is what our ancestors built thousands of years before they got there.
That's right.
You know, and all of this is a part of the complex. And then if you came out the front door and walked for a mile, you would get into the great Karnak temple, which is bigger, even bigger than this one. And the whole complex itself was called Ipet Isut, which was the university complex in which our people learned the 7 liberal arts, which we had invented long before there was a white man. We invented the 7 liberal arts. You know, that's reading, writing, geometry, arithmetic, rhetoric, music, and I'm missing one. But it'll come. So here we are. When this is built, there's no white man. There's no Greece. There's no England. There's no France. There's no Rome. There's no Christianity. None of this. There's no Judaism. There's, algebra is a part of it. But that's not one of the 7. Algebra fits under arithmetic. Okay. So, but we already had algebra, because if you go to the Rhine Mathematic Papyrus, you see we were, I think it's problem 16 or one of them said we were solving problems with 2 or more unknowns. And when you're dealing with solving a problem with 2 or more unknowns, you're talking about algebra. Of course, they would later name the concept after some Arab. This is another beautiful temple. The pharaoh had said.
When they were showing Wasit, right?
Yeah.
That's what the Greeks called thieves.
Right.
Right.
Okay. But sometimes when y'all hear me saying the mystery schools,
Right.
the learning centers, that was one of them. And that's when they learned about almond. Okay? So almond, they're gonna have, like when you go up in there, they got these sphinxes with almond in the shape of a ram when you first go up in there, you know. But like I said, they had these 4 different schools. One you learned about almond, one you learned about raw, one you learned about Fatah, and one you learned about Tahuti.
And they all was part of the human body. And when you put them all together, all the schools, these schools in Temple of Luxor, that was a human body.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember we went over that when you presented Eric.
Yes, sir. So that's high mathematics. That's high mathematics, high geometry. Them boys are sharp, man. Sharp brothers and sisters. I know some sisters was there doing their thing. So we fail to probably talk about it a lot, but we know damn well the women was there, especially when we talk about them numbers. They was definitely there.
Ain't no question. She right here, right in front of you, right now.
Yes,
one of them right now.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying in the daily workings and buildings of these buildings, the sisters was there too.
Oh, ain't no question, man. Ain't
Yes,
no question. With this, I guarantee she was with the design with this. I bet she was involved with the design of this.
Yes,
ain't no question.
Yes, sir.
She knew she wanted it carved right up out of that damn mountain.
Oh man,
carve my shit out this mountain.
That's her
right
thing.
here.
Her brain does that. She can do that. That's her thing. Yeah, she can see shit that we can't see sometimes. Yeah, no, baby, let me do it. Let me do this like we're gonna do this like this.
Yeah, the part of this mountain, you see this part of this side of this mountain? I want this to. This is gonna be carve my shit out of this right here,
That's it.
Carve it right into there.
You know, ain't too much change now. How these women do it? They want this. They want it their way. Let them do it.
That's right.
Let them gals put it together.
Ain't no question.
What's up?
That's up.
Yeah, that's important for us to state that those women were definitely there counting and probably had more use. Early woman probably had more useful numbers than we did. Shit.
Hey, the queen right here. She did a whole lot with Kemet.
Oh yeah.
Have such a
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. She wasn't nothing. And she
highly educated woman.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Gary, you want to say something about it?
No, I'm good. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I watch all this and I'm like, wow, learning more about the truth. Thank you.
That's right.
And the respect for women. You know what I mean? The respect they had,
Oh, the utmost
and
respect.
how
Yeah.
important they are
Absolutely.
how important they are today too, and lost in the shuffle of chauvinism and all this other crazy crap.
All that foolishness.
Yeah. Night and day from
And like you
Christianity.
said, the first concept of God was a female.
Right.
What they
That's right.
understood was what? That was it.
That's
She the
it.
closest thing. That was it right there.
Those
It
things you're
wasn't
gonna
till
get.
European males got hold to that, to where they changed that to male uh, uh, led religion and stuff like that. But before that, and that's what justified what happened after that. The damn witch trials, which started in Europe and came over here to Salem, when they was actually killing the women and who they thought was evil because they understood nature. Shit, because their grandmama taught them about nature, and because they understood nature, they wasn't believing that shit they was talking about Jesus and shit they was trying to put on them. So they had to go. Don't
Right.
give me that bullshit. Some guy Jesus and made this earth. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
They knew then, but that was part of the power and control piece that was put in place. Because they knew then they wanted world domination. They wanted it all. And like Dr. Clark say, wasn't willing to pay for it. Felt they couldn't do without. Yeah, terrible. But that's it. That changed it. And that created what you have today: chauvinism, what they call toxic masculinity, and all that old foolishness. I don't know. We was talking about this before. What was I talking about with another group? But there were laws in the books that justify beating your woman. The five finger law or something that said you could hit her with an open hand, but some of the laws about hitting her with a fist or five fingers. You couldn't hit her with five fingers, 4 fingers or something weird like that. But yeah, that was okay. It was okay to do that. If she get out of line. And even now in some countries, a woman can be stoned to death.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ain't no question. Yeah.
She
But I
the
mean,
first
look.
one. She the first one to die, pretty much in the horror flick. She the one being chased.
And that's what I said. That's what I said. That the way the women was venerated, man, in Kemet, opposed to how they're treated
Like
and looked
night and
at
day.
in the Bible, and, or the Quran. Quran the same way. You
Same
know what I mean?
way. Same way.
Same way. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, y'all want to go a couple of more minutes or what?
Yeah, let's go a few more minutes, and I'm gonna go take a break.
All right,
And
man.
let's
Yeah,
go. Let's go to the hour, and let's go to 16, so that we'll just have an hour left when we catch back up on this.
go to what now? Go to where?
Go to hour and 16, and then
Oh,
we'll just
16.
have an hour. Then we'll just have an hour left when we catch back up on it.
All right, because I do want to ask. I do got a question.
Okay.
All right, all right. So when we stop it, all right, here we go.
Episode Burial Temple and Daryl El Bahir. This temple is built right out of the mountain. You couldn't do this today. The engineering feat to carve this facility out of the side of this mountain is absolutely extraordinary. And the science and the math and the geometry and the trigonometry and the algebra that you would need to do this is enormous. And there's no computers. And with computers, they couldn't replicate this. And Sister Hatshepsut was not the first female pharaoh. She just became one of the most famous ones. Shoshenq I of the 22nd dynasty is thought to be the biblical Shishak mentioned in the Book of Kings. And you can see this is a statue of him. They mention him in the Book of the Kings. You can see this is a young African pharaoh, the leader of the greatest nation on earth at that time, the nation we call today Kemet. And this is Pharaoh Taharqa, son of Shabaka, succeeds in driving the Assyrian invaders out of Egypt. He's the only pharaoh mentioned, I should say mentioned by name.
You said pause it. No.
Nope.
in the
Oh
Bible.
no.
And this is to hearken
Uh.
I didn't see that.
Okay.
mentioned in the book of Isaiah and in the Torah, in the book of Isaiah, they talk about a chronicling about this king named Taharka, and they have Isaiah, their prophet, referring to him to the other Israelites that he is king of Egypt and all the world. That's deep. In the Bible, king of Egypt and all the world. And for the Israelite not to get in this path trying to play any guerrilla warfare with them, because he was going to drive the Assyrian invaders out of the land and save the Israelis. The Israelites. They didn't call themselves Israel. People got
skip over that.
Oh, they skip over anything that's black. And as you can see, this is a young black walking around. But then he was the Pharaoh of Egypt. In Deuteronomy, on the 4th chapter 9 from the New International Version of their Bible, it says, only be careful and watch yourself closely so that you do not forget the things your eyes have seen, or let them fade from your heart as long as you live, meaning your history. That's the things your eyes have seen. Teach them to your children and to their children after them. So how dare these people tell us not to teach our history, not to teach black history, not to teach African history, when the very book they claim they're worshiping tell them to do just that.
Good point.
Now Canaan, the land that they call Palestine or Israel today, this is Canaan, the god El, and a Canaanite woman. Is that black enough for you? You know, and look at the God. Is he black enough for you? And this is the God of the Canaan people before the crackle, and they lie to us and tell us like they don't know who the Canaanites were. These some exile Hebrew musician relief from Nineveh, 678 BC. I hope you can see it well enough that these are clearly African men with these nose and these lips, and they're wearing their hair in the locks. And then we go to the next one. These are ancient Hebrews being taken into captivity by the Assyrians from the palace wall at Sennacherib. This is from 680 BC. Again, you can see the Assyrians are white. They got long hair. And then you can see the Hebrew captives have nappy, round, little round, dotty hair. So, you know, that is a group of Africans. We can go into detail, but I think Brother Reggie and them have handled that very well. I'll leave that to Brother Polite. But I just wanted to show you the symbol that just like the Moors were black people, the Hebrews were black people, the nation of Kemet were black people, the nation of Karma were black people, and now crackers have begun to seep down into our land with their war machines, and we're getting captured. An Ethiopian Hebrew today living in Ethiopia. You can see how she looks. And this I put this up. This is the Temple of Solomon. That's supposed. This is only an artist's recreation of what this temple must have looked like. I put it up because these two pillars in front is the symbol of all Masonic lodges in the world. You will not walk in a Masonic lodge except that you walk between the two symbols. And I'm not supposed to be at liberty to tell you what the symbols are, but you can go on any good research on the internet and find Masonic lodges and see that they're replicated from these things. Now this is the Queen Makeda, or who they call the Queen of Sheba. This is one of the oldest pictures I can find, and wherever you find a picture of her, she's always painted as a black woman. This is the ruins, supposed to be the ruins of the Queen of Sheba, or the palace of Makeda in Ethiopia, that's being excavated. By now, they should be finished with the excavation. I did have the opportunity to visit this site and walk through this site. It's a massive site. And it is good our people to begin to do the archaeological work necessary to excavate our ancient history.
Someone in the chat room asked a question and they said, how did we fall?
Yeah, someone asked the question, how did we fall? We came up against animals. We came up against people who came out of war cultures. We came up against people who didn't love human life, who didn't believe in the divineness of the human being. and for the want of things, for the want of some gold, for the want of some wheat or barley, they were willing to murder human beings. So they came upon us with a war culture and the war machine with spears and arrows and swords, things we didn't yet have. We would get those things and go back at them, but we would never become as good a killers as they are, because their value on human life versus our value on human life is completely different. And that's why they just came in and slaughtered men, women, and children. That was something we couldn't do. You know, in the war, even when brother Ramses and brother the brother of Hatshepsut, even when they took the war all the way back to Turkey, they gave them peace. It's okay, we done whipped your ass now. Stay home in your land.
Topmost concern.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like how, because he already addressed this at the very beginning, but I like how he didn't switch lanes at all. He came back with the same shit, man.
That's right.
So Gerald, you said that's Tutmosis III?
Yeah, he was the one, the greatest warrior we ever had. He expanded it more than anybody.
Y'all ready?
With your people in peace. We're going to even give you some food and other things if you're hungry, and that's why you come to fight us. But we came up against a culture of murderers. We came up against a culture of rapists, a culture of barbarians. If there's a good book, Michael Bradley, The Iceman Inheritance, we must all read that book, because he talks about who the white man really is. This is a guy, when he's in the cave during the Ice Age, when the snow came and he couldn't find no food, he ate his women. He ate
pause
his
that
women.
just a second,
And
James.
there's proof.
So does anybody know if the author of the Iceman Inheritance is white or black or what?
Michael Bradley White.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, go
Him
ahead.
and Dr. Clark, they got a video with him and Dr. Clark on there together, talking about the book
Right.
on stage. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Proof of this, because the human bones, the female human bones found in the cave had female human teeth marks in them. So they ate the old women first, and when they ran out of old women, they ate the other women. That's why they were screwing each other in the butt to find pleasure, instead of having pleasure out of the beauty of a female. And so
ran
when
the
we
whole
look at a
thing
culture
back.
of animals, a culture of barbarians, they have cleaned up because they've learned so much from those things I showed you in our culture. They've learned so much from us on how to clean themselves, wash themselves, use soap, dress right. But that behavior, that hasn't changed. That's why he's still making nuclear bomb and neutron bomb and biological weapons and shooting us down in the street and killing our sisters in the prison and all these things. The same barbarian is still in the head. It just looks different today. That's why we lost. But we haven't lost. The degree to which we lost is the degree to which the fear have us wanting to be like them. The fear of them having us wanting to be like them. When we learn about our own history, when we learn about our own divinity, and we lose the fear of dying and lose the fear of them and stop wanting to be like them, they will die. They're only 1/9 of the world's population. They only live because we are sucking at their titties and have them sucking at ours. When we stop that process, they will die. Matter of fact, all white nations, America included, right now is at minus birth rate, meaning more of their people are dying from natural death than they can give natural birth to. That's why they have so many pills and machines and all kinds of giving these artificial birth, adopting and kidnapping other people's children to infuse the blood system with melanin to keep themselves going. But we need to just pull away.
Yeah, and this was
We
in
need to stop trying to
2015 when he
imitate
did
them.
this.
Stop trying to be like them. We're going to be better murderers than them, better dope dealers than them, better profanity than them, better killers than them. Then how can we kill them if they have become us? And so that's what the spiritual warfare we're in now is about. That's what this discussion is about, is that our spirituality should trump their barbarism.
Powerful teaching.
The ancient city of Aksum in Ethiopia. It is in this complex here.
Can you stop
that
there just for a second?
The so-called Hebrew.
So he said that our spirituality should trump their barbarism, right?
Right.
And I don't see that attitude any different back then than what he's stating now, because the spirituality was an invite, not intentional, but was an invite to the invasive barbarism that was implied in such a bigger because it was about hospitality. That's just my
Yeah.
thought.
Uh, well,
I think that's
but see when you
an important point.
but now when you see it though, like even when you read the 42 laws, man, it'll tell you, you know, you ain't did nothing to nobody without reason. Or you ain't, you know what I'm saying? It'll get, you know what I'm saying? It don't, what I'm saying is, it don't make you no punk because you follow a moral code.
Yeah,
But
without a
you know what I'm
doubt.
saying? Before you, because you follow my because because we ain't into that. Smack me on my face and turn the other cheek so you smack the other one. No, we ain't doing that.
No.
We don't do that. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but there was, you know, like he said, there was a time where when they came in with their war culture, we didn't know nothing about, you know, we wasn't doing that. Not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Uh,
I still believe that the spirituality trumps the barbarianism. When I first said that, I was just looking at certain aspects of, the invasion and all that kind of shit, and the things that are going on today.
well, because they march in the day to see, you know what I'm saying? They march in the day. You know, they ain't do much marching back then. It was, you know, you get out, you were gonna get down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna get down. There ain't no all
Right.
that goddamn marching. We ain't doing none of that bullshit. We gonna march. We marching to the spot to get down. That's where we going.
Right.
You know what I mean? But so it ain't like they just because we had the spirituality and they had the barbarism. No, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, at one point it was, yeah, they got out. But
Yeah,
then,
ain't no
like you
question.
said, we will
Ain't no
get back.
question.
We'll get back. We'll be back. And they
Right.
came, and they got out with, they came and got their shit back. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Anybody else?
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Good.
Was called the Ark of the Covenant, was they can't produce for nobody. The Ethiopians said they can't produce it because we got it. And in each of the Ethiopian temples, this is another picture of that the modern part of that temple. And this is a close-up of the temple where they say this ark is being kept. There's a big electric fence around all of this, which we can't see in the photos, and soldiers with machine guns and stuff that guards us. So they got something up in there that they're not letting the world into. And in each of their temples, their churches, what they call their mother churches, they have a replica of that ark in the Holy of Holies, where only the priests can go. I put this here because we wanted to look at it again, refamiliarize ourselves, especially because tomorrow is going to be Good Friday. And last week you had Palm Sunday. And next Sunday you're going to have Easter. So this is the original African mother and child. This is the Ethiopian version of the black mother and child. And this is what we got coming out of Europe, the white mother and child, which have now been imposed on the whole world through the barrel of a gun. In the history of Christianity in ancient Africa, St. Catherine's Monastery in Egypt, which is south of Sinai, is 335 AD. You remember, it's 325 AD when they come up with the Bible, right? When they start writing the Bible, they really don't come up with it for another 70 years or so. So here's this monastery, which is already there, and they don't even have a Bible yet. So what's this about? What are they teaching then? So they're teaching the same Kemetic body of information, and they're breaking it down to fit this modern people that have now invaded our lands via the invasion of the first the Hyksos, 1700 BC, then the Hittites, and then following the Assyrians, and then that's following the Persians, and then that's followed by the Greeks, and that's followed by the Romans. Well, none of them ever go back home after being defeated. So the remnants of these people are now in our land, and our elders and priests is trying to interpret our body of knowledge in a format to teach it to these invaders' children who are now being born and grown up in our land for centuries. You know? And then there's another great building, the ancient Coptic Church, and the elders, which is the eldest of all Christian church. Now, the ancient Coptic Church today is headquartered in Egypt. And I'm going to show you something on the next slide that should help your mind understand. The ancient Coptic Church came about when Constantine called the Nicene Conference and called many of the brothers who was teaching this African spiritual wisdom together that was now under the Roman invasion and domination to try to put together a document that would be common for the entire Roman empire. And that document comes out to be what we call the Bible today. And according to the Pope before this Pope, 7 of the 10 men writing that document were Africans. And so the Coptic Church, a brother named Arius and his followers, break away from that discussion in Nicaea that Constantine is having because they disagree with the notion.
Pause that just a second, James. Make sure I heard that right.
Jesus.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So he said that 7 out of the 10 that wrote the Bible, or that wrote the document from the Council of Nicaea, am I right? And were black. So there's a couple of things in there. 7 of the 7 of the 10 that wrote the document during 325 to 335 were black priests.
7 out of 10. That's what he said. Yeah.
That's some shit.
But again, now you got to think though.
I know they have pistols to their head and shit.
Well, this is Coptic though. This is the Coptic. You know, they teaching a different. It's not. Well, it's what they pretty much what they got today. You know what I'm saying? But it come out of you know what I'm saying? It came from Kemetic priests. Or Coptic came out of Egypt. It came out of there.
Yeah, that's just weird. I know they ran Eris's ass up out of there, and
he
wasn't
behind that shit, man. But yeah,
7 out of the 10, man.
That's when he explained that the Romans wanted a document that their empire could follow, and so that's why he wanted the Coptic priests to the Coptic church to write something, and so so that they can understand, because they couldn't understand what was on the walls.
And the Coptic church consists of who?
Of
Romans and Greeks, the invaders.
No, that was the Egyptian. They was the Egyptians.
The Coptic church.
They wanted them to write them a document that they could understand, because they couldn't understand the meta-nature.
Now, when you're dealing with the Council of Nicaea under Constantine, that is what became the Roman Catholics. That right there started Catholicism.
Okay, so that's the difference between the Coptic and the Roman Catholics. All right.
Right.
All
that
right.
became Catholicism, which
Okay.
was the main thing all the way until Martin Luther broke it up.
Yeah, because I'm on the Council of Nicaea. I mean, I get the Council of Nicaea, no doubt, but that just threw me with the 7 out of 10 writing the document. But I get it now.
Sometimes we argue for Arians, right?
Right.
And we say Arius was black and he got ran up out of there. By him being invited to that whole thing, he was a Christian. That makes sense? He might
Right.
have been a Christian that believed in a different way than they did, but he believed that. He believed in Jesus.
And he had a
You know?
big following.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that don't mean shit to me. You know?
Right.
Yeah. He in 325, ain't no way he knows no goddamn Jesus really existed. He's a believer too. But, you know, I still understand as a black man arguing in the way that they put it, you know, in the Nicene Creed, you know, that's the foundation of Christianity, the
Yeah.
Nicene Creed, you
Exactly.
know. Yeah. So,
And Constantinople and all them shits.
mm.
I know they're different, but still in conjunction, seems to me.
Well, the Nicene Creed is that 3 in 1. I believe in God and the Father and the Holy Ghost. They all separate, but in one, you know, that's the explanation. And anybody who don't take it that way is not a Catholic.
Right.
But anytime you hear them fighting amongst each other, these are Christians. These not the people who are not Christians. That's them amongst themselves fighting all the time
Right.
with the different beliefs.
Well, see, when they say Christian though, these ain't the same Christians that you see today though. These ain't they ain't reading that ain't the same shit that they following, man.
Who?
The Christians today. When
Unless,
they say
unless you
when
know
they
a
say
Catholic, you got to separate Catholic from the Protestants
right,
Right.
right. That's right.
automatically. A Catholic, and there's
Right.
more Catholics than it is Protestants. They don't read the Bible. They go listen. They go listen and do their little old thing. Protestants read the Bible.
Right.
Yeah. We didn't want that tell me what to do. Well, I want to read the word myself. And when anybody got their own understanding, that's why they got so many denominations. Because anybody can say something different and still, at the end of the day, say, I believe in Jesus. And you can't tell me I can't believe in Jesus. But we finna be the Baptists. Well, we finna be the Lutherans. Well, we finna be the Seventh Day. Well, we finna be the Pentecostal. Well, we finna be the Church of Christ. Well, we finna be the Church of God in Christ. Well, we finna be the angelic. And it don't stop.
Right. Right.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
All
You
of
know,
them believe in Jesus at the end of the night.
right.
They say they're doing the right one. They're not going to be a Baptist. The Baptist doing something wrong. They're not going to be a Methodist. The Methodist doing something wrong. The Lutheran doing something wrong. The Catholic is doing something wrong. Only the Church of God in Christ to the Latter-day Saints over Mount Jericho, we the right one.
Yeah. Yeah. They all a spinoff of Catholicism.
All of them.
Every
Right.
last one of them. They're a spinoff.
Every last one.
But
Catholic means
Catholicism
universal.
so strong.
Universal church.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you still got to go to heaven. If you weren't a Catholic, you couldn't go to the priest and try to get to heaven. That was the whole person. You had to go to them. And then they started taking money for it and all this other kind of shit. And
Well,
people were saying that's
that's
wrong.
probably why they was able to. That's was probably one of the reasons why they put it together like they did, because it was more of a social and an economic construct than it was a religious sort of thing, or trying to really convert people to, because they were just living so bad. No, I think that was something they needed to justify their actions, which was going to be to take every goddamn thing they wanted to, rape, rob, and pillage in the name of.
Yeah.
Because then that's what the council was about. Hey, y'all, this is gonna be a major takeover here. We finna put all this together and say, in the name of God, we can take land because we have divine rights.
Right.
to take it and and reduce those people to servitude, whoever we run across. And that means rape, rob, and pillage. Because they had practice, like you said. Hell, they've been doing it to themselves for the longest time. Before they took the show on the road, oh, they dogged each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of a lot of practice amongst themselves. A lot of practice. Years of practice. So, like you said, they were the most cruel folks Africans ever run across. They didn't understand life. Man, you what? Hey. That's like somebody coming to your house knocking over your damn plants. Hey man, these are plants. Motherfucker. Just because you don't get no plants, these mean something to me. This is life.
Right. Right.
No regard, no respect for the damn dead. They did no shit, man. Come on. No respect. So, when we look at it like that, we have no question as to why they are, why they did the shit they did. And they justified it with their religious stuff. They didn't believe that shit at all. They were shit. According to what was written, your boy Constantine come out of worshiping Mithra, Matra, whatever her name is. Yeah, woman goddess. So the point is, he switched over just for the political piece for it, but for reasons that were politically motivated, power and control. Put it all up under one umbrella. All them beliefs gonna put them all together, and this is what it's gonna be. And don't weigh down with it off with your head.
All right.
Like he said, it came with force. You cannot do this no other way. You want to come to no goddamn villages and convincing some people of some shit like that. And just say, let me leave the information with you. You should check it out for yourself. And I'm come back in 60 days and tell me what you think. Tell me if Jesus didn't touch you by the time I get back. Shit.
Right.
Man, if you don't take that shit somewhere. But no, they came with sticks and bricks and shit. You gonna take you gonna take this. Oh, this yours.
That's right.
It's about survival. Now it's about survival and wit. Now it's about survival and wit. Now you got to survive and protect your family, protect life, but also use wit to make them think you going along with this shit. But any chance we got your ass. We gonna catch you by yourself. It's on. We be one less of you motherfuckers. Yeah, but yeah, because the revolt was real. Right. Every step of the way, in some kind of way. The revolution was happening then. Shit, once they knew, oh, these motherfuckers up to no good, Joe.
Right.
We got to strategize. We got to go back in the bush and strategize, man. We got to get right, because these motherfuckers coming for real. They terrible. Yep. We got to posse up. Like you said, they wouldn't really have no standing armies. Well, no need. If your neighbor has some issues, if you could squash that shit pretty much without no standing army. You don't need no damn standing army till you had these invaders coming in great numbers. Now we see, okay, now we just got to be ready for these motherfuckers. Gonna spend half our day just getting ready, just in case these motherfuckers come back up. Let's go get that shit and do it then.
That's right.
Shit. Terrible though, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it.
It's a good combo.
Hey,
yeah, man.
Listen. So look here, man. All right. So let's stop it here. All right.
All right.
Let's stop it here. It's 108.20.
Right.
All right. So
I got it written down.
Okay. All right. So now look. Now watch this, man. Here's the question, right? Well, not the question, but so what I wanted to say was this. If what we seeing here and what we seen all throughout our teachings is we see clearly the similarities between Kemetic teachings and biblical or Judaism,
right?
Or Abrahamic faith. Put it like that. All right. So we see the similarities. I mean, and we see them like really close. Am I right? Does everybody agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah.
I like to use similarities loosely in this type of discussion,
Right, right.
but I agree enough.
I mean, I'm just saying you can see where like you showed where where judgment where the judgment
Yeah,
the concept of judgment comes from out of Christianity and the other Abrahamic faiths, right?
no doubt.
So we see those similarities. We see where the judicial system comes in out of Kemet, and we see that it's used all over the world, right?
Right,
Or parts of it, or some,
right.
concepts of it, right? It's being used all over the world, right? So we see that, and and then like when he was showing like the book of Gates, like sometimes you'll see a boat with 8 people on it, and saying and being held up by noon, right?
Yeah.
Right, and that's supposed to be where a concept of where they got or where they
No,
got the concept of Noah and his family, right?
no, in the misfits.
Right. Right, right. So what I'm saying is we see we see where they have taken out of Kemet,
Right,
right? Like a lot of our concept. Well, all of our world, the concept of their concept of religion, they definitely got out of Kemet. Just the concept, period. Right.
right,
And a lot of its stories and a lot of its stories and structure is straight out of Kemet, right?
Right.
So does everybody agree with that, man?
I
right.
agree.
So okay, so why is Christianity bad if it's so similar?
Why you say what?
Why is Christianity so bad, right? When it's so similar to Kemet?
Very simple. It was being used, it was constructed to be used as a tool of destruction, a tool of control. It was not put together to be used as a tool of liberation. Those are from the words of Dr. Clark, but that's what it is. It wasn't, and that's what it was. It wasn't designed for that. The illusion given to people was telling people it was designed for that. So that in itself is a lie. So the fight is the lie. It's the illusion that is designed to help people, and if you go this direction, then you'll be saved from doom and those kind of things. But it's used as a tool of control. Yeah, and we got too many historical records to show that's exactly what has happened. And people have died, people have suffered, people have been maimed and mutilated and destroyed based on that belief system or based on that construct of a belief system. That it was constructed from older texts, old information, but as a tool, used as a tool for control, which leads to destruction. Because you got to destroy something to control it. You want the spirit of something or something. In order to truly control something, another living thing, yeah, you got to do some destruction. Now, you ain't gonna control it. I don't give a goddamn what power you got. You ain't just gonna take no lion and start treating you nice, and now you gonna be able to tame him and be at the zoo, at the circus, making him jump through hoops. No, that's after years and years of getting his ass whooped and electrocuted and shit like that and shot to make him do shit like that. That's why he killed that son of a bitch and ate his head off.
Right.
Hey, so let me. So hold on. Wait. One second. One second. All right. So I might have. Maybe I said it wrong. What? All right. What about? All right. I might have said that wrong.
Okay.
Not Christianity. Say the inform the information the information that's in the Bible, like now same question, but not Christianity, because okay, yeah, Christianity has done some foul
Yeah.
things.
And
But I'm
that's
talking,
why I said I use that similarity loosely.
how about the Bible? Just say the Bible, or the yeah, the Bible. Just say the
Well,
Bible.
does the Bible speak of going out and destroying people and leaving no people there, or going out killing all the people in any particular area because they don't believe or because they are abominations or whatever reason they gave? Does the Bible
Most
speak of those
definitely.
things?
Most definitely.
Yeah, it
Okay.
says that.
Well,
Yep.
there we go. There we go. That's another example of the tool, of what the tool was designed to do. Justify doing killing because God told you so. It's God's will. Yeah,
Or even God going out killing people because he made a mistake.
that kind of stuff, all those kind of teachings justifies why the tool is needed.
So to me, the Bible it was written for power, greed, and like you said, to control.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's exactly how it feels to me today.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in order to do that, you had to suppress women because women wasn't gonna sit around and say, "You a damn lie. You ain't gonna create no book. We're not gonna sit around and go with this shit." No, you had to shut them up too. And I said, "This is how it's gonna go."
Okay, well, but
Right.
hold on. Okay, I see what y'all saying. I see what y'all saying. But what I'm saying is this: when you see the story of Genesis, and then you see the pyramid text, and you see those similarities in there, is that is what I'm saying? Is that part of the Bible? Is that those part of the Bible? I'm talking about like the mythological, the metaphysical of the Bible, not the the Crusades, and after when the Papal Bulls
Well,
was written,
I'll get you.
and
Well, if you understand that it's mythology and astrology, if you understand that and you know how to read the Bible properly, then it'll make sense to you, and then you can separate the knowledge from the stories. But again, you have to have the knowledge of the mythology, which is from older texts, and then you have the knowledge of the astrology, which understanding the stars, the sun, the moon, the rotation of them, and the patterns that they have, and what connection they have with us on this planet. So if you don't understand that and you just go blindly saying, "I'm going to open the Bible because I want to believe in Jesus," you will not ever, 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 ever understand it. You will never understand it. And you will stop looking up because the Bible tells you, don't look up. Don't you look at them stars and talk about that's blasphemy. But then they describe them. They speak of them themselves and constellations. The writer speaks something, but they tell you don't. No, you don't do that. You look at Jesus. That's what your Savior. You just listen to us. Let us tell you how this goes. If we got a higher knowledge, you may not understand that, but and that's what some of the organizations, like earlier they're talking the Masons and that kind of thing, that's what they began to organize, the Knights of Templar. Them guys began to study and say, "Hey, hold up. No, bro, it's a little different than that." And amongst themselves began to study and stuff, but no, you will not get that. There is no way you was gonna make the connection unless you are exposed to knowledge outside of the Bible. Then you can go back and say, "Oh, these two lights that they say God created." Well, if we now understand, no, it wasn't two lights because the moon ain't got no light. The moon reflects light off the sun. A lesser light, no, the moon reflects the light. So anyway, again, that if you don't understand those things and a lot more in depth about, references to the constellations, you won't get it. The average person surely don't. The average person willing to die for Christianity don't understand it.
So
And
without the
hmm?
go ahead. So without the part in the Bible that talks about colonizing
So are you
and
talking about?
slavery.
Are you referring to the concept of noon in the chart that goes down in contrast to the first chapter of the Genesis story, first to the third chapter?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Genesis story. I'm talking about
In contrast to the noon and Gavin and all them.
the 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 concept of the creation, their creation story, the concept of Jesus, uh, Mary and Joseph, or what I mean, the concept of
I
uh,
think Eric said it right when he said when you look at it as mythology instead of history, it turns it into a whole different thing. We can play with it. We can play with it if they accept it as mythology, not history. You know what I'm saying? So uh it just you're able to talk, you're able to compare, contrast, say who had it
But you
first.
can't mix that shit.
Well, yeah, don't mix your history with your mythology. So they got a spiritual book where they tell you the spiritual matters or mythological matters. But you're looking at it as its history. As a woman came from a man real, historically, and me arguing over that shit. That's some mythological type of shit. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Yeah,
even arguing that.
right.
Well,
But
I'm
your
not. I'm not.
creation story is
I wouldn't
mythology.
argue with nobody about that.
Yeah,
Get
creation stories or
your ass out of
mythology,
here.
savior stories, mythology. You can just compare and contrast. So long as you as just say don't misinterpret it for history because you ain't gonna have no record. You ain't gonna have no evidence. And then it gets silly, you know.
so
Yeah.
Right.
what I would ask Jamie at first was, what is your point?
Mine.
Yeah, your point of your question. Or
What's the point to the question?
yeah, what is your answer to it?
Oh,
What you presented to us.
oh.
I think it's a great question.
I'm gonna say if they, that was my answer. I got two of them.
Yeah, that's what
One
I'm
was
saying. See, I would have asked Jamie that first, right? I probably
yeah.
would have answered this question and stuff, but I would have go ahead and come on, give me what you're talking about.
Well, I like so. I agree that if they would have come and wouldn't say that it was literal and admit that this shit is mythological and they're supposed to extract the principles and concepts out of that
Right.
and the attributes out of these characters that they're mentioning instead of I think they're missing the message in the stories. They're mythological stories that you're missing the message out of because you're sitting here thinking that they're literal, that they literally happen. So you're not getting the message. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Um, I also think that they should have uh They should have let it be known where they got their information from.
That's right. Cite their damn sources.
Right. That's what I think. I think that they should. That's why I don't like this. These are the two reasons why I don't like it. It's because they didn't cite their sources of where, like Eric said, where they got their concept of their religions.
They didn't give us no credit.
No
No, they
credit.
came up with them. God brought it to them.
No credit. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I have a problem with. You know what I'm saying? Because you know damn well that y'all wasn't writing or reading. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and to way later in the game when we was
That's
having
it.
pyramid texts. Yeah, y'all don't even know, nobody knows where you guys were. So what I'm saying is, you know, as far as this Christianity shit, this Bible shit. So this is what I, you know, so I say that they should have gave you know, credit to the Africans that they got their concept of their religions from, their concept of their God from, the concept of the stories in their Bible. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have a problem with. And they work
Yeah,
so
but they
hard,
won't.
and they,
They-
huh? Well,
sorry to interrupt, but they
no,
won't
go ahead,
because
go
they
ahead.
want power and control. But go
Well,
ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no, go ahead. No, for sure, go ahead.
No, but hold on. When we know our story is mythological, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talking about Raw and like he played shoe and Chef New. It's an explanation that goes with that, right?
All right.
When you try to deal with them, even mythologically, it's not like ours. No. They should, like, at the beginning, you'll never have our stories and then turn Adam into the scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? They done fucked up and did something wrong and got sin on them. You can't make no, what? No, we divine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, my problem with it all is that they don't give no credit to the history. I mean, that's the bottom line to me. You know, I'm not going to argue mythology, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the history and their purpose, you know, it's just a damn shame, and it's in its idiocy, you know, and purposeful. You know, and you can bring up any facts, any evidence, and they'll stand on their business, man, and it just looks fucking stupid. You know, I could not stay in Christianity with that stupid stance. Just couldn't do it.
I mean, once you go back to the original, you see these same concepts done in a better way, a way more where you can understand where the mystery is unrevealed, and you got knowledge, and you got that, oh, I now I get it moment. Ain't no going back. Why would you? You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
we see plenty of people unless we do that, unless we just going to claim that they didn't never really get it, right? But I don't believe that. I believe they totally get it, and they got some kind of position, some kind of benefit from being fucking you know, idiotic, purposefully.
Yeah. I can see that for sure.
And that's my point. So, you know, when we get down to the history of it, there ain't no arguing that. I mean, they ain't got nothing to stand on. You know, we got everything to stand on. If you go into mythology, it's a never-ending you know, conversation, you know. And so, you know, it's all about that, you know, historical marks, and for us that, you know, believe in our culture, you know, the mythology is of the utmost importance, you know. And there ain't no need
Okay,
to.
let's deal with this. They call the Bible a spiritual book or a historical book.
Both,
They call them both. They call it both.
both.
Okay, so if you under the Bible, historically, who are the first two human beings?
You know it is. You know it's Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve.
You know it's Adam and
Right.
Eve
So
country ass.
right off the beginning, if you mixing your mythology with history, you're gonna be in a world of trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying. That ain't, and a lot
Yeah.
of people go off that and fit themselves historically in the Bible as if that's their history. When that's a mythology.
But you can't have a mythological conversation, a wholesome mythological conversation with a Christian because they don't view it as mythology.
Well, if you're telling them you're having a spiritual conversation, tell them don't make it historic.
They can't do that.
You're going to smash their ass every time by asking them what the
Yeah.
hell they talking about. Show me, since you're so sure. I
Yeah,
don't want to hear
same
that
shit.
shit. Yeah, it's gonna get real muffy, real quick when they keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm gonna ride out, man.
Really,
All
Yeah,
right.
man. Me too.
All right.
really. Good productions, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, family, listen. Like, subscribe, share. Give us a comment. Let us know what it's like, man. What you think. We're gonna do we do the other half, man. When y'all wanna do the other half?
No matter.
Huh?
Oh, see, I'm off this Friday.
When y'all wanna do the other you wanna do this Friday, Gerald?
We can do it Friday or next Sunday, no matter.
Okay. Man,
Finish it out.
we'll finish it out, man, probably Friday then, man. Get it done with. But yeah, man. Uh Good conversation, man. I appreciate you brothers, man.
For sure.
Family, listen, man. Sankofa 180 degrees. Give a shout out to Saneter TV. Shout out to Professor James Smalls for the beautiful work that they both did on this video that we just showed. Y'all check out House of Consonants debate um, debate forum uh, uh, debate Coliseum. Sorry, they got a debate the Coliseum over there. Check out House of Consciousness and Silent Studio 102 TV 102. All right, check them out over there, man. Got some powerful stuff over there. Hey, listen, man. Appreciate y'all for joining. Don't forget, family. First Sunday every month, we do the children's book read. Some good information, powerful information uh, about real people, real things, real information. I mean, real places, real events, real people. Come and check us out, man. Check us out, man. Bring the kids, grandkids. You know, bring them all, man. And not just kids, man. You know, this is for everybody. You know what I mean? Like Gerald said, man, it starts with the grown-ups first, man. You know, you should know it too. You should know this information too. Know your history. You know what I mean? Anybody want to say anything?
Oh,
I'm
no,
out,
I'm good,
man.
man. It's a good bill, man. Yeah, I'm good with them. For sure.
Right. Queen Carrie, you want to say something? She might not. She might not be there. Gerald,
I'm good. I'm good. Good show.
good King. All
Already.
right.
Hey, I'm
Carrie.
here.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you guys. That was wow, powerful stuff. And I like everything you guys contributed to it. Made me find a deeper understanding, and I appreciate you all and all the work that you go to. And Lo had to get off. He has to regroup. He's got to conserve that energy as much as you
Yeah.
can. But
Good,
love
good.
you guys. See you next
All
next
right.
week.
Take care.
All right, Queen. All right.
Take care.
All right, man. Everybody, man. So we out of here, family. Love you. Like, share, subscribe. Give us a comment.